everyone. Welcome to the Energy Within podcast with Shalyn, Catherine, where we talk about motherhood, womanhood, spirituality, and more.
On today's episode, we are going to be deep diving into the luteal phase, which is the final episode in our mini-series regarding the menstrual cycle and all that stuff. So
it took a long time to get here.
It took us a long time. We had a lot of good reasons, though.
We had a lot of good reasons. We had some great spin-offs.
Yes.
Deep dives and other things. But we're here now.
Yeah.
We're going to finish it up. And what I think is the most important... No, I said that about ovulation.
You said that about ovulation.
Okay, it's the second most important phase in your menstrual cycle.
Shalyn, can you tell us about the science behind it?
Yes, so the science. There's not very much sciencey stuff right now. In this phase, all of your hormones dipped up for ovulation, and now they just are like crashing down. So your energy levels go down. The most important hormone part of it is your testosterone and your estrogen, so they all start to go down. Progesterone also drops. So the progesterone is what triggers the lining of your uterus that was thickened for a fertilized egg during ovulation. So now that there is no fertilized egg, the progesterone is like, it's done, and it's going to get ready to shed that lining, which becomes your period. That's the sciencey stuff.
That's the sciencey stuff, yeah. Spiritually, emotionally, it's a little bit more...
There's so much more to it.
There's so much more to it.
So much more emotionally and spiritually.
And
for sure.
And I believe you mentioned in the last episode, we're going to talk about how to use that energy to really deep dive into what's going on in your life and how to bring it to the front and maybe acknowledge some things that you're ignoring.
Yep.
So spiritually speaking, this is the waning moon phase in the moon phases. Mm-hmm. And if we're looking at it from a seasonal kind of way, this is autumn. So this is a time for you to kind of harvest what happened in your life spiritually, emotionally, physically in spring and summer. So ovulation and follicular phase. And to kind of prepare the metaphorical soil, prepare your home and your space for a really good, empowered, restful menstrual cycle. So this isn't a time to really be worried about tying up all of the loose ends of absolutely everything going on in your life. You don't have to have your whole house be perfectly clean. You don't have to have everything at work taken care of. This is just about thinking, what can I do right now today so that I feel lighter, so that I feel like I can rest with intention in the coming days, in the coming weeks and things like that. Just taking, what can I take off my plate? What can I delegate? What can I declutter, both physically and literally, or both physically and not literally, metaphorically speaking, so that you just have that space and that time to be. Because menstruation is about being and shedding and releasing. And it's really hard to do that if you're drowning in stuff and things and tasks.
So for me, I find a lot of times this point in my phase, I get very, very sensitive, and I'm already a sensitive person, so this part, everything feels like a big deal to me. So I have to very, very mindfully, and some cycles are easier than others to what I like to call remember my training. So I know logically all of the things I have to do, but sometimes the emotions, especially in this phase, take over that training, basically. So I have to come back and remember it. So this one, archetypically,
I think that
is that a word?
Yeah, it is now.
Archetypically.
I don't think it's a real word, so we can pronounce it however we want.
Anyway,
it's fine.
This luteal phase is the crone, so the wise woman. She's learned all of these things, and now she is embodying them. So in your follicular and your ovulation phase, your hormones are higher up, so you're able to process and handle things a bit stronger from a stronger standpoint. But then in your luteal phase, you realize that things kind of seem more like a big deal, or you're noticing things that actually did kind of bother you. So it's your truth is coming out, and what is it trying to tell you?
Yeah, exactly.
Is how I like to see it. My emotions for me are trying to tell me something. What is this a boundary that I need to put in place? Is this a
an imbalance that needs to
an
be
imbalance
balanced.
that needs to be balanced. Do I need to show myself compassion because I'm just in a lower state of mentalness and emotional physicality and all of those things?
Yeah, PMS, like this, everybody calls this the PMS phase, but it's more than that. It's the luteal phase, and you can have PMS. It's less of a like, it's less that PMS is the phase, and it's more like it's a symptom of it. Like, for example, when you menstruate, you have cramps. You can have cramps, and they vary to certain degrees. There's also other things like PMDD and other health things that come up in relation to our menstrual cycles. And so people will look at PMS and go, oh, she's just being a bitch. She's just PMSing. She's just whatever. But it is something in us. We have less, I don't want to say less discernment, but we have less patience and we have less tolerance for bullshit.
Yes.
Is the thing.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So you will probably find that this is the phase when you get in a fight with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever, or you cannot stand that bitch at work or whatever, right? It's just we are quicker to trigger during this phase because it is trying to show you something is wrong, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And it's probably something that you have the patience or the ability to ignore during the other three cycles.
Yeah.
During the other three phases, excuse me.
Yeah.
When you're more balanced or distracted or whatever. Yeah. It's the curtain is pulled back during this phase and things are right here triggering you and pissing you off.
Yes. For me, I do a lot of like shadow work. It's just like why is this bothering me so much? So I like to do a lot of digging and unearthing and trying to figure out the why behind this emotion during this time. And it's a lot easier for me to notice the things because again, I'm quicker to trigger.
Yeah, basically. Exactly. And like this isn't really a gendered thing. I'm talking as a woman, so I'll speak as a woman, but like I find that women, when they get mad about something, it's not day one of being upset about this. It's not, right? The resentment has been building. They've maybe talked about it a couple times and been ignored or brushed off. And it's just now when they finally get the energy to bring it up or they can't take it anymore for one more day. And then it is this massive explosion. But it's because they have all of this built up inside of them.
Yeah.
And that happens for anybody, regardless of gender or anything. But like this is the pinnacle of that for a lot of people. And I find that a lot of people who menstruate will explode during this phase because you just can't fucking take it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I just break down and cry.
You just break down and cry? I don't know. I think I cry, well, I've been angry lately. So I don't know if I cry too much lately. But I'll tell my daughter, like she'll do something silly or whatever, or she'll push buttons. Sometimes she pushes buttons because she's 6. And I'll be like, mommy doesn't have patience for that today. Like I could put up with it a different day, but like, and I'll be honest with her. I'll be like, my mommy's blood is coming, like less hormones for patience. And she'll be like, oh, okay, gotcha. And so it's nice reminders to also like tell your partner or anything like that. Like it's like, if like today is not the day to piss me off. This isn't it. Pick a different day. Or just don't piss me off at all. But
yeah, exactly. Or things that are okay one day are suddenly not okay that day. I don't know what else to tell you. I just have no patience or energy for the shit today. So yeah, I tell my boys all the time. I was like, I have no energy to deal with this right now, so you guys need to figure it out. I straight up tell them that. I'm like, I can't.
It's not the day.
It's not the day.
It's not the cycle. It's not the phase of the cycle.
Nothing is aligning right now, so I need you to align for yourselves. I can't help you right now.
And that's okay.
I'm trying to align myself. Mommy needs some alone time in my room right now.
I have a timeout.
Yeah.
It will last 10 to 14 days. That's the thing, too, that we didn't say earlier, is like, this is the longest phase in your cycle, right? Ovulation.
It's the roughest one.
Ovulation's like, whatever, 5 to 7 days or something like that.
3 to 5.
Yeah, 3 to 5, thank you. Follicular phase is this fucking long.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it was like 5 days.
Yeah. Not even.
Your menstrual is 6 to 7,
give or take.
5 to 7.
Yeah.
How many days is that now?
It's a lot of days. It'll all add up to 28 to 31. It's fine. Everybody's cycle is different.
Yes.
So this is the longest phase.
Yeah.
And it's not like you're going to feel like shit the whole time.
No.
But I do find that it's kind of like, whereas our hormones earlier in the cycle were like, this is
this is slowly just dropping off. So like the closer you get to your period, the worse energetically you feel.
Yeah. But you can do things to help. You can, which is, you can do things to help. And like we said in the last episode too, like the month you had before will impact the cycle you have the next month, right? So, for example, if you had a rough March, your bleed in April probably will be not the funnest, or vice versa. If you had a great month, you know, and you were super aligned and nobody pissed you off too much or whatever, maybe it won't be that bad. But you can kind of gauge as you watch yourself and become more aligned and like sync your life to your cycle. Like prepare yourself ahead of time, which is like what this whole phase is about, is preparing yourself.
So how do we prepare ourselves?
How do we prepare ourselves?
How do we prepare ourselves, and how do we be during this lovely luteal phase?
What to do and what to do and how to be.
Yeah.
So food is going to be an important part. Nutrition is always really important. High iron is going to be something to really focus on here, because when your menstrual cycle comes in the next month, like when your bleed comes in the next week, you are literally losing blood and iron. So kind of like getting the iron up before that will be helpful for your energy levels and stuff moving forward, right? This is all about preparing. So oysters.
I love oysters.
An excuse to eat oysters.
And I didn't even know they had so much iron in them.
So much.
It was like 40 grams.
It was so much. It was, well, whatever grams it was 44% of your daily intake.
40%, yeah. Right.
And for 3 oysters. Whatever that grams changed, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not a mathematician. But I
eat like 6 at a time.
So when you're
all the oysters,
you can have so many oysters.
Stoked.
Yeah.
Stoked.
So oysters. If you don't like oysters like me over here, team no oysters, white beans, red beans, beans in general, lentils, chickpeas, cashews are really good. Cashews, you said, also have lots of fiber in them.
Yes. I don't know if it's fiber, but I do know they help you poop.
Yeah. So fiber is also good to be having during this phase as well.
During all the phases?
During all the phases, yes. But if we're talking about preparing so that your iron is high and that there's less toxins in your body to bleed out, right? Getting those more like fiber rich foods and things like that, so that you're pooping the toxins out before, and then like potentially your bleed can be lighter or not as rough and things like that. So keep that in mind.
Is important. It's so important.
Yeah, you need to be pooping every day. At least every day.
Yeah.
And then so stewed canned tomatoes and tomato paste also have lots of iron in them. Yeah. No idea why.
That's so weird. Is it literally because they're in a can?
That's what my brain says. Is it because it sucks the metal?
Is it just canned foods?
No, I don't think so. There's a reason for it. But anyway, they also
We don't know.
We don't know. We're not scientists. We're not doctors. But yeah, so there's also vitamin C in tomatoes, which I didn't know. Because tomatoes are fruit, not a vegetable. But basically vitamin C also helps like make the iron absorption more faster, more better.
Yeah, it helps your body to absorb the iron.
Yes. So I can't imagine that like orange flavored oysters would be good, but maybe have like vitamin C before or after you eat oysters or any iron rich foods, just so your body goes with it a little bit faster.
Oysters.
I
will eat oysters and champagne for days.
All the days of the luteal phase.
All the days of the luteal phase. I'm not sad anymore. I've got oysters and I'm drunk.
On that note,
that's great.
On the note of alcohol,
I knew
you knew I was gonna say it.
Yeah.
Alcohol bad for your menstrual cycle in every single phase, especially in the luteal phase. We didn't write this down in notes, but this is just something I know from my research. Also, you're gonna hate me for saying this. Caffeine is also atrocious for you during your luteal phase.
It's like my 2 favorite drinks.
It's less caffeine to no fucking caffeine.
Like I drink water, coffee, and wine. Those are my 3 drinks.
I hear your words.
Oh, and tea.
Okay, you can have tea.
I know I can have tea. Red raspberry leaf tea is actually really good at this time.
It is. It is great. So maybe replace your red raspberry, or replace your wine and champagne with red raspberry leaf tea. She won't do it. She never does it.
No way. But that's me.
Yeah.
You do you.
And then dark chocolate, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Dark chocolate's always good.
Always good. Yeah.
That's also high in
iron.
Iron.
As well as spinach.
Yes.
Spinach is very, very good. Sweet potatoes, turkeys, salmon, cabbage, apples. And then in terms of seed cycling, you're going to want to do your sunflower and or your sesame seeds. And then when you're going to the gym, this is the time to start lowering your weights. We're looking for longevity. We're not looking for growth and change here. So a little bit lower of the incline on the treadmill, maybe go a little bit longer if your body is saying it. Lift 3 to 5 pounds lighter than you would if you were in like an ovulation phase, for example.
Yeah.
Just kind of like start slowing down, start taking down the higher velocities and things like that to help it be a little bit more easy for when you are menstruating. If you want to do anything while you're bleeding, you don't have to, but it's so that it's not like ovulation, we go hard, to I'm not doing anything, and then your body's like, what's happening?
Yeah. So your hormones and everything are going up like this, right? And then they drop down. Follow the same sort of thing with your exercise as well as with your social, right? So like menstruation, you're down low, you're doing lower activity things. You go up, you do your higher activity things, more intense things, and then you start going down, and then you start going down. You're not going like that's not what's happening. It's slowly dropping back down. So then just follow the same rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a rhythm, it's a cycle, it's a
rhythm, it's a cycle, it's a circle of life.
Yeah. And that is a beautiful little visual. I love that, actually.
Right.
That's like, I never even thought
it's
about
so
that
easy.
before.
And then you just, where am I? I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay. Do things down here.
Do the here
This
things.
is your bar. Do those things. Yeah. This is my bar. Do those things. This is my bar. Do those things. Easy peasy.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It works for food. It works for fitness. It works for socializing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And 2, like for the luteal and the menstrual phase, these are like the colder months metaphorically. So autumn and winter, right? So this is when you want more warming foods, vegetables that are cooked, fruits that are soft. And then when you're in the spring and summer, it's quite literally, that's when you have like fresh veggies, and you can eat raw vegetables and things like that. So really think too in terms of what is physically seasonal, nutritional wise, and like, okay, so it's spring and we're summer and we're getting out of the house and we're going places. Like, follow that with your nutrition and everything as well. And I really think that will just help us align easier. I know for me, part of my trickiness, if it's an autism thing or whatever it is, with aligning to stuff is I'm always like, I don't want to do it wrong. I don't want to, like, I need, sometimes if I can't remember what seeds I'm supposed to have, I just won't have seeds at all because I don't want to have the wrong seeds. Yeah. So write it down, leave notes on your fridge, things like that. But just like follow the ebbs and flows of where you think you're going to be.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think it's a really good visualization for me. And it's just like everything aligns to that wave.
Yeah.
To the wave of my cycle. So it keeps it simple, and then I don't have to overthink it.
Yes.
And like, if I do take the wrong seeds, I don't fucking care. I got some seeds. Yay.
Yay for seeds.
Yeah. I think actually just my last period, I was still taking the sunflower seeds when I should have switched. And I was like, oh shit, I'm on like day 4 of my period and I've been taking the wrong seeds. Whoops.
Yeah. But I mean, it's better than taking no seeds at all.
Yeah, right?
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's not going to hurt anything.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Be kind on yourself, especially during this phase. Like, holy shit.
Holy shit. This is the phase to
Your
be
face
chill.
is being, like, triggered so much by everything and everyone. Like, just be kind.
Yeah.
Be kind to yourself. Breathe. Try and figure out what is, like, triggering you. This is the point in your cycle where you should be, like, going within. So, like, if shit comes up, you process it, and you go within, and you be like, is this just me being hard on myself? Is this something I need to approach and ask somebody else about?
Yeah.
Is this like a major change that I need to stop because it keeps coming up, right? Like if you're having repetitive thoughts and the same sort of triggers keep coming up for you for the past few months, acknowledge it and be like, what's going on here? Try and like be a detective and figure it out.
Yeah.
So that you can move forward with more calm and peace and grace for yourself.
Yeah, something that
people around you.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that we've talked about is like keeping track of literally like the things that come up during your luteal phase.
Yeah.
So that you can reference back to them
Yeah.
in later
Journaling.
luteal phases. Yeah,
Journaling during this time is so good for me.
Yeah. But this is not the time to have the hard conversations.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the time to go to your partner and be like, you do this and this and this and it pisses me off, because you are in a more volatile state right now.
Volatile, maybe more vulnerable even.
Yeah, sensitive,
Right?
all the
Sensitive?
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are not at the pinnacle of enlightenment right now. You are in the depths, you are in the dark.
In the dirt.
In the dirt. So this is the time to, like you said, sit in yourself, sit within yourself.
Yeah.
Make your lists and your journals and your thoughts and get it all out, so that when follicular phase comes and ovulation phase comes, you have the balance, the hormones, the mental clarity to sit down with the people that you love, that love you, and have the hard conversations.
Yeah.
After you've worked out what you feel, why you feel it. Because going into a conversation about big feelings can be very like unbalancing, because people will be like, well, why does this bother you? And you're like, I don't know, it just bothers me.
Yeah.
But if you sit down and you sit with yourself and you go,
do your own personal homework.
yeah, it fucking bothers me because of
Yeah.
this and this, then you can come to them and be like, it bothers me because of this and this, instead of being like, you're pissing me off.
Stop doing that.
Yeah. So take the time to like figure your shit out so you can communicate your shit, so you can hopefully, you know, salvage some relationships, avoid some fights.
Yeah. Yeah. I really see this as like the time where you are in the dirt. So like similar to the autumn phase, right? Like we're harvesting all of the things, but we're also prepping the soil for the next spring, which is your follicular phase, right? So if you are harvesting all of the things, you're prepping the dirt, maybe you find like there's a shit ton of weeds in there.
Yeah.
Oh no, you have to go and dig out all those weeds, and you have to dig them out deep.
Yeah.
Because if you don't dig them out deep, they're going to pop up next spring, and it's just going to be a continuous cycle. So you have to pull those weeds
at the root
and get them deep, and that's where the inner processing comes from. That's what this phase is for. It's finding those weeds and pulling them out, figuring what the hell they are,
Yeah.
and then dealing with it.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just had like a vision while I was listening to you talk about that of like, so dandelions, right? Like when I grew up, my parents' house, their yard was full of dandelions.
Fucking dandelions everywhere.
Oh my God. And my dad would have to go with like I don't know if rototiller is the right word, but like a weed puller thingy.
Oh yeah.
And like get them down at the root to pull them out.
Yep.
And stay with me here, metaphorically speaking. If you let the dandelion stay, right? Like it's yellow and then it goes white and then all the little thingies go off. There's a word. I don't know what it is. Do you know the word for the little thingies?
Fluffies.
Fluffies? Sure. And then that spreads and makes more weeds and more dandelions.
Yeah.
So if you don't pull it out at the root before it becomes the white part, you're just going to keep making more mess. Yeah?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, exactly.
Metaphorically, it makes sense in my brain. But
Exactly. And yeah, dandelions are so hard. Like that, like when I say pulling out weeds, I'm thinking of dandelions.
yeah.
Because you have to dig those fuckers so deep to get that root out.
They're not fucking around,
No, they're not.
dandelions.
Fun facts though, dandelions, the whole thing is completely edible. The root, the leaves, and the flower.
And the tea is so powerful.
It is.
Cures
it's good for you in
so
so many
much.
ways, and I cannot remember for the life of me what they are right now.
What is?
Dandelion root tea.
Oh.
Yeah, it's good for you, but I can't remember why.
Oh. We'll,
Either way, we'll come back to it.
we'll come back to it. Yeah, it's fine.
Another garden analogy here for you. I'm all about transformation. So in the world of gardening, you want to reuse as much as you can. So composting is something that's really good. Composting, obviously you take whatever scraps of food that you have and you put it into a bin, and it slowly over time becomes dirt again. And it's such a lovely metaphor.
It is.
Because it's repurposing the shit to fertilize and grow better things.
Yes.
Right? And it makes your soil stronger, which then makes your garden stronger, which then makes your food and everything that you do stronger. So if you are metaphorically and inner working and composting your own shit, then it can become something beautiful later on for your other cycles and stages of life.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then there is what you were saying. You were teaching me about gardening. You said something about rotation or something.
Oh yes. So there's a crop rotation. So there's crop rotation is where you have certain plants will suck up the nutrients and they need it to grow, and then other plants put nutrients back into the soil. So if you have like a square of a garden, you have certain things here, here, and here, and here in different quadrants of it, and then every year you switch it so that every year that plant that's growing has the nutrients available that it needs.
See, and I love the metaphor of the quadrants because it's 4, so there's 4 cycles in our cycle, 4 phases in our cycle, excuse me.
4 moon phases.
4 moon phases.
4 seasons.
Yeah. It's all connected. We got it.
Oh, I got shivers. That was good.
So yeah, think of your menstrual cycle as a garden with 4 planter boxes. And there's a planter box for winter, menstrual, spring, follicular, ovulation, summer, and then fall or autumn, luteal. And how are you cultivating that planter box each phase and rotating your seeds and your energy and your whatevers to have this like really bountiful garden? Because the more energy you put into yourself, the more energy you can put into others. And like we talked about in the previous episode with your ovulation phase, it was all about shining this outward light. This luteal phase is about taking that light and bringing it inside,
shining it within you.
And shining it within you.
I like to have so I like my lighthouse theory, right? So or my lighthouse analogy. Ovulation, you're shining outwards, and for your luteal phase, you're almost like pointing out at a mirror, right? So then if you point a light at the mirror, it reflects back at you. It shines your light back inwards. That's where the work is happening, is for luteal phase. You're going within again. You're closing the big rock door on your cave.
You love your cave.
I do love my cave. It's a great analogy. It works great. I have my cave. I have my cliff.
Your lighthouse.
I have my lighthouse. It's all connected. It all works in the same spot.
They all live together
all live together on this little island in my head.
Island of Chalin.
The island of Chalin. The Isle de Chalin.
I love it. You should paint it.
That's your painting.
You need
That's
to paint
a painting. Right.
And then maybe like this is your painting, but like a little cabin on the cliff, and that's where you go when you're not. Maybe that's the ovulation cliff. I don't know.
Ovulation.
An ovulation house. Point. An ovulation point. Go do dirty things in the cabin.
Hold on. If that's the ovulation cabin, there's some stuff happening in there.
I don't want to know what's in the cabin. I do. I want to know everything that's in the cabin. What do you mean? Like a red cabin.
I'll paint a picture and then I'll write a story.
I will be waiting. I also like my cave with my caveman and my cave woman, and
I know, but it's a different kind of cave.
It's a different cave.
It's a different analogy.
We have different caves.
We have different caves.
Yeah.
You have other people. I have myself. Myself in my cave and my cliff and my lighthouse.
Well, the caveman and the cave woman are my masculine and feminine energies.
Yeah, yes, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's me. Just compartmentalized. Anyways, she really loves her lighthouse analogy. My theme for the year is bloom, so I'm really digging the garden analogy.
Digging.
And the point that I wanted to make, that's going to stick with me forever now, though, is that gardening is messy.
Yes.
It is pretty.
It's pretty.
But it's messy. It's hard work.
It's hard work.
You're gonna sweat. I've never not sweated doing gardening stuff.
No, and like sore. Yeah. Exhausted.
Yeah. So it is, as we say,
that healing work is also
Yes.
sore and
Exactly.
exhausting.
Yeah, we say it all the time. It's not, shadow work isn't fun.
Nope.
It's not pretty, but it's necessary.
But it's necessary.
So you got to do it.
And it can be beautiful.
And it can be beautiful.
And it can be beautiful when you do it right.
Yeah.
Right? Just like a garden.
Exactly.
When you do it right, it turns out beautiful.
Thank you for joining our conversation about the luteal phase and coming along on this full circle now journey with us with this little mini series regarding cycle syncing and all of that jazz. This was basement level understanding of a lot of things, though. We can go so much deeper.
Yes.
And like we mentioned earlier, there's an episode we want to do about skincare and syncing it to your cycle.
Yeah.
So yeah, if there's anything you want us to deeper dive into, please let us know on socials and all of that stuff. Email us or whatever. We'd love to dig deeper into it. And also, if there was a takeaway, something special you learned, whether it was through us or we inspired you to do your own research, please share that with us too. Probably my biggest takeaway from the whole series is what we learned about in the follicular episode about kombucha and flowers and getting that as part of like a little ritual, especially because the follicular phase is so short.
It's so short. Yeah, we learned a lot in that episode. I did anyway. My biggest takeaway, I think, was this one, the oysters.
Yeah.
I fucking love oysters.
Very excited about
and
the
they
oysters.
have so much iron.
I might have to try it because I need so much iron.
Try it. Oh my God, I got
it.
so excited. Can I pop your oyster cherry?
Inappropriate terms. Yes. We could go, where's a good place to get oysters?
My favorite restaurant is downtown Edmonton.
Okay. Sure, we'll do it. Yeah. Sure, I will let you pop my oyster cherry. But if I don't like them, you have to eat my oysters too.
Oh, I will. I could eat all 12 of them.
A problem that would be for you. Just eat all the oysters.
Challenge accepted.
Yes, we will update. I will update you on when I have consumed oysters, and I will see if it's
They're so good.
as impressive as she says they are.
So good. They literally just like, pew!
You always say that.
I do, because I get it every time. I have little fireworks inside my body when I eat them.
Comment below. Are you team oyster or team no oyster? Have you tried them?
They're so good. They're so good.
But yes, we would love to know what your takeaways were. And if you have any requests.
You can find us on the Energy Youth Podcast, and that's on all platforms. Our next episode is, I can't really tell you much about it because we have a lot of things to look into about. But we did the Sacred Feminine Energy not too long ago. We wrapped up that little series. So now we're going to go into a masculine version. So a light, dark, and wild masculine energy and how it is aligned within you, how it maybe will work with your feminine energy, right? And all of that stuff. And then afterwards we'll do like a sacred masculine where it ties the three of them together, and then maybe we could talk about how
it marries or whatever.
The feminine with the masculine within yourself.
Yeah.
So that will be a lot of fun. There's
I'm very
lot
excited.
of learning on that one, and we are very excited to share that with you.
You get to learn with us in real time, pretty much. Yes.
Which was the same for the Sacred Femme too.
Yeah.
We were learning.
Yeah.
And then we're like, we need to share.
So that'll be very good.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that. Thank you so much again for watching. And as always, we hope that you see your energy and your power today. Bye!